Push the button yet. I was waiting on Kaya to stop yelling. I'm only human. Ooh, thank you, Jesus. True life for me. Ooh, always got to see. Nothing has ever felt quite like this. Nothing has ever meant the whole to me. Ooh, I wish I could hold that note. Nothing has ever been this smooth. I can't hold my breath that long. Nothing has ever feel this right. Nothing so sweet in my life. And the cutting board, yes. Hey everybody. I'm sorry I can't trying to sing and I can't keep holding my notes. See, like all of them right now. But God, I'm grateful. A small and a large. See. Ooh, just shine. It's on your shirt. Yes, thank you. Together. Ooh, y'all. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Used to be a time that I would wake up crying because my mother is gone. Used to be a time I would be really depressed because all my babies are grown and gone and got families of their own. But I've learned to be content where I am, and I'm grateful to be here because God knows this last month or two has been a true journey. I'm grateful to be here. I'm thankful to God that I'm here. So I ain't let nothing separate me from the love of God, and most of all, nothing separate me from my happiness. You know, it is what it is, and God still is who He is. If you don't understand what I mean by that, then I'm sorry. But thank you, Jesus. Yep. It's so sweet. I got it right now, okay? Because I'm gonna hurry up. You can stir her sauce though. Start from the bottom. What is she having on? High, medium, what? The sauce not cooking? Kaya, what you do with the sauce? Huh? What is you mixed it with the ground beef, right?
High five for her. Expressing yourself. High five.
I'm on live while you acting like that. I'm on live. Why you acting wild like that?
High five for expressing yourself. High five.
High five in the head.
Y'all remember that's the episode that you like, that you love.
Whatever. Who you talking about?
Hey Lois. Hey Lois.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah, he was a dodo. A real dodo. Oh, he said, "Oh, don't mind me. I'm excited.
You gotta say that right,
Don't mind me.
sauce in there?
I can do it." Girl, I thought you had done it already. Oh my lord, this girl is. I told you. And listen, everybody out there in YouTube land. My daughter is treating me to a sit down Mother's Day dinner because she's been sitting down the whole time. It's almost 7 o'clock, and I'm the only mother in America that probably ain't had no dinner yet. But I love her though.
No, I haven't had dinner yet either.
You okay? I'm the only mother of a human children that hasn't eaten yet. She's she's the mother of canine children.
And don't you forget it.
Girl, something wrong with my baby, y'all. I love her to pieces though. And guess what I got, y'all? I got some Crocs that I've been wanting. My son texted me. But not only did I get some Crocs that I've been wanting, some pink Crocs, okay? But I also got the Instant Vortex Plus. You know what that is? Well, I'll tell you. Here you go. It's the Instapot air fryer. Not
Oh, it's a family affair.
I don't know. Live. Lord have mercy. 9-in-1. So not only is it an air fryer, but it's a dehydrator. It's a it bakes, it roasts. It's a rotisserie oven. Like you can do everything in this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised you can't put some suntan lotion on and pop up in that jumper. But yeah, I'm good. I'm so happy. So probably gonna put it to test today because I got a slab of ribs that I wanted to barbecue, but because it's raining out, oh yeah, who wants to do that? Sit. Can't do that. But anyway, it's a little bit more. So I'm cutting up veggies right now. Some nice spring / summer vegetables. No, baby. You can't do that now. I can't put the cabbage in there, the carrots in there. I'm gonna pick the carrots out. You gonna have to honey glaze those. So you can honey glaze them another time. But it's gonna take too long to cook them with the stir fry.
That's why I was gonna put them in the food. I don't know.
You could just honey glaze them later. Okay?
Eat the noodles.
Can't you just honey glaze them? That was good when you did that.
No, but that's not tonight.
That's what I said.
Not today.
You so loud. My child, she can't help herself, y'all.
Touching me with your
Leave that in there, though. Leave this in there.
So you're not gonna put up the broccoli and
No, I don't. I like the broccoli
cauliflower?
whole like that. I like them whole.
You're not gonna separate it. You don't have to.
No.
You separate it.
No, I'll do it.
separate it. You
I'll do
spin the
it.
soup. I mean, spin the sauce.
No, you finished the sauce. How about that? You ain't finished it yet. You put the tomatoes in there? Oh, how many cans of tomatoes you put in there?
One.
No, you gotta at least put a can of dice in a can of stew. You the one like the stewed tomatoes, especially.
I don't know what I put in here.
Okay, well, you need to figure that out. My daughter is a very good cook, guys. But when she like tired after working 12 hours or whatever, she's a lazy cook.
I'm not being lazy.
No, I said you didn't hear my whole statement. You did not hear my whole statement. So butter that out. Butter that out. Butter that out. Butter that out. Nothing so
I'm gonna show you how to do it fast.
I don't need you. If you can show me how to do it faster, you can show me how to do it. Period. I'm not doing that though. I'm doing right what I got right here. Those need to no. They need to go back in the refrigerator. Did you put bell pepper in the
Yeah, but
sauce?
I put yellow.
Yellow don't have a strong presence. It's sweet. You have to put green or something like that. But okay, it'll be all right.
Make sure you wipe off your glass.
Nothing so sweet.
I like chicken in there, mama.
You didn't put none in the rotisserie thing? You ain't saved nothing for the rotisserie oven?
I only get one thing.
Oh my lord. See what I'm talking about? Lazy cook. See what I'm talking about? She's slipping on her pimping. I love that song. But it just can't wait. Instead of me.
Yes,
You just want did you get a kid? Did you get a kid? Get a son? Yeah, I thought you were going to get her something.
got enough.
But, well, slippers or something. That'd be all right. It ain't got to be, no, because come on. You teach him the principles of giving. Forget about what other people do. Me. Oh, hey, Laura. Me. Sorry that I have to bring your goodness. So, once I cut up the veggies, we're going to stir fry them. It's me. Ooh. Hey, sweet, happy Mother's Day to you. Oh, wait a minute. If it applies. I hope your day is going well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. My daughter is making me a sit down Mother's Day dinner. A sit down Mother's Day dinner. And I know you probably like, don't you sit down for most dinners? Well, yeah, normally you would, but when you sit down instead of cooking, that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, that's what she's doing. She's sitting down. Every time she stirs something, she sit down. She open up something, she sit down. But she mean well. I guess she a little tired. Oh, I'm sorry, sugar. You still a man. You still a man. I can't and look, I can't see. And I'm glad Your day going well? Are you spending the day with the favorite mother in your life? Your mom or your significant other, or hopefully you spend some time with the one you love. Love the one you with. Doo-doo-doo. And we have fathers that are playing the role of both mom and dad, just like I had to play the role of both mom and dad. But you know how that goes. But I do apologize, though, sweetheart. I hope you're not offended. Ooh, baby. Cutting these veggies up, especially when it comes to these onions, it's make you want to cry. Literally. Oh, some love. I love. I'm not cooking for my mom. I'm cooking for me, helping my daughter, because she had to work all weekend, all weekend. So I'm helping her. My mom passed away on the 4th of July, 2011. So unfortunately, I don't get to spoil her. But what I do, since I can't, oh, same here, yeah. But you know what I do, since I can't spoil my mom, is I send everything that I would have bought my mom to my aunt, to her sister. So whatever she, like for her birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas, anything that I would have given my mom, I send it to my aunt. And she's up there. She's a few years older than my mom. So yeah, I just send her the money. Yeah, but I miss her. Oh, yeah. It was a shock because she had an allergic reaction to something. And I felt like, and then the hospital, while she was in there, and they were trying to put a central line in, they punctured her lungs. So yeah, it was like she didn't have to go. That's always the hardest part, when they go and they don't have to. You feel like it could have been avoided. But I had to, it took me years to get over it, but I'm good now. And I'm healing myself because I don't know if you had an opportunity to view my video before this one, but I had a video before this one, talking about my journey to healing. I had COVID pneumonia, and I just came home 2 weeks ago, and I had to come home on oxygen. So it's life changing. But at the same time, it's kind of renewed my fight. Because sometimes you can be so depressed about certain things, and you know, you just kind of give up. And I think that was what I was doing. I was beginning to sulk and be sad about stuff, but I wasn't really doing anything trying to fix it. But when the COVID tried to take my life, I was like, okay, wait a minute. They told me to keep fighting while I was in the hospital. The doctors told me what they needed me to do to help with my assist with my own healing. Yeah, I did everything I was told to do. So I'm here as a result of God blessing me to be here and using the doctors that He used. He said, "No, I'm saying it's a wonderful thing." Oh yeah, it is a wonderful thing. And she bring her little head out the room and cook. I'm just well, she cooking, but she doing it in bits and pieces. And I'm like, I'd like to eat before midnight, but I love her anywho. That's my baby girl too. She's a brat. I let that little munchkin want everything I. And the thing is, she's not a baby. She's 24, but she's my baby. You know how that is. Some of them just can't let go. So, but I'm enjoying my day, just being peaceful. Got my little music playing in the background. Even I don't own the copyrights, by the way, and I'm listening to it on YouTube. So it'd be bad to get in trouble for listening to something to an app that you own, right? I mean, to get struck for it. But yep, listening to some good music. Got some good company right here. Cause it sure get boring sometimes, you know. Can't wait to get back well enough. I want to like turn my camera on, but mm-mm. I just don't like this little oxygen thing. It's ugly. It's so ugly. Gotta wear this thing, but you know, I ain't gonna let it mess me up my mind up. Though. Mind over matter, right, y'all? What type of music do you usually listen to? Thank God. Yes, baby. Thank you. Yes, I'm grateful to be here. You hear me? It was difficult and it was crazy because the way I ended up here was, I mean, up there was crazy. Hey, Lena Boo, that's my sugar right there. I'm sorry. The way I ended up in the hospital was the part that kind of blew my mind because I went to have the antibody infusion treatment in order to help me to fight the COVID. But when I got there and they got all of the IVs, it was two IVs. There was one IV for the infusion and the other IV was for fluids or what have you. So once they got me hooked up to the IVs and they did the triage part, did all my vitals in that, they went to check my pulse ox to measure how much oxygen I was taking in and discovered that I was only taking in like in the 70s. I was only taking in the 70s. And so that was pretty low. Then it started dropping down to the 60s. So you know when your pulse ox drops to the 60s, that's when you start getting um, lethargic and you start losing your mental faculties. You start getting confused and all that because the carbon monoxide is taking over. And that's how people ended up losing their battle with COVID. So it just kept dropping and dropping. So they started asking me all these questions like, how do you feel? And are you dizzy? Are you like it? I'm like, okay, why? Why are you asking me all these questions? I feel okay. I mean, do you feel short of breath? I said, when I, move around. Okay, well, what about right now? How do you feel? I was like, I'm all right. I mean, I feel about like I've been feeling. I thought I was getting better. And they were like, they looked at me and they said, are you sure? It's like, no. And then she bought another nurse to come in to do the measurements and everything to make sure that she was reading everything correctly. They have to confirm. And so when the other nurse came in, she said, well, look, sweetheart, looks like you just bought yourself a hospital stay. I was like, for what? He said, well, you're only breathing at 70%. You're only taking in 70% oxygen at this point. It has to be in the 90s. Um, it should be in the high 90s, but with oxygen on, it should at least be in the 90s. We have you on two high fluorine oxygen right now, two forms of oxygen, and it's open flow, and it's at 100%, and you're still not static. You're dropping as opposed to going high. So we got to get you out of here. And I'm like, I'm looking at them like it was all so surreal. And then they said, we're going to have to rush you to resuscitation. We know what goes down in resuscitation. It's just like it says resuscitation, like you could go at any time. And I'm like, now that's what really scared me. So I said, oh, wow. And I started getting scared. And I called my daughter because my baby just dropped me off. And I told her I'll be ready in about an hour and a half. Well, that hour and a half turned into 10 days in ICU. So that's exactly where I was, 10 days in ICU. First, when I went in there, they were like, well, we're going to put you in step down ICU. Then, or something, I think that's the name of it. And then they put me in another ICU and they were like, okay, all right. So I'm like, okay, I'm in danger now. I thought you was going to school. Can you do that before you do that? Then you go see. Please. So anyway, once they put me in ICU, man, I was like, I gotta give you the other things. Once they put me in the ICU, I was like, oh my God, I was so nervous. And I looked at the doctors and I was like, first I prayed and told God I wasn't ready to go. Hey, baby, Chiquila, how are you? And happy Mother's Day if it applies to you. So anyway, I went and I prayed and I asked God to not let me go. I was like, God, I'm not ready to go. I'm not ready to die. I wanna see my new grandbaby that's coming soon. The one I just had a couple of months ago, and my um the one that's about to turn one on the 18th. Um, and then looked at the doctors and I was like, whatever you guys do. And I'm talking about the doctors, nurses, everybody, the whole team. I was like, whatever y'all do, please don't let me die. Please don't let. And they looked at me and the doctor put his hand on my shoulder and looked at my eyes and told me, we're going to do everything we can. When he said that, I knew I was in trouble because he said, we're going to do everything we can. That let me know I was in deep doo. So I was like, doing what I could do. And no, you don't have to put a little olive oil so it doesn't stick. So finally, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to do everything I can to make this process easier for myself. And what I ended up doing was like after a couple of days, and they were like, if this doesn't improve, we're gonna have to intubate you. And I was like, I don't want to go on a ventilator. They was like, well, honey, unfortunately, that's the way it's looking right now because you know you should be doing better or you need to do better or whatever. So I asked them what did I need to do, and they were like, stay off of your back because COVID likes for you to be on your back because it infiltrates your lungs. I said okay, and they were like side to side in a position we call proning, which is on your stomach. I said okay. So I was like, the only thing that I didn't want them to do was give me a bunch of medicine that would sedate me. They were giving me like Ativan because I was having anxiety because the thing they would put on me and like, get back in there, get back in there. The shield that they would put over my face at night, it was like they were locking me in it over my face, and so I felt like I was claustrophobic, and I felt closed in that little thing, and it was breathing for me like it was putting breath in me and taking it out, putting it in, taking it out, and I felt like I was kind of trapped. So they were giving me Ativan and melatonin and this other Neurontin to make me sleep. But I was like, I want you to stop all of those because, except for the melatonin, because the melatonin, I was so hyped about scared to die or scared to go to sleep till I was not going to sleep anyway. You know what I mean? So the melatonin just had me relaxed. So it was relaxed enough that I would finally fall asleep at about 3 in the morning and wake up at about 6. So I would get some sleep. So but the other medication I didn't want Ativan and Neurontin or something. It was I didn't want all that because I wanted to be able to turn myself. And like anybody else, if you fall into a deep sleep, you're going to end up in whatever position that's more comfortable, which is for me on my back. So they stopped the medication per my request. I turned myself. I did everything I was supposed to do, and then I was praying and I asked God for a suddenly blessing. And I told him, I said, I want all of the sudden for my O2 levels to rise all of a sudden and for my oxygen necessities to drop. And after, I want to say, the 7th day, y'all, my oxygen went to me having to depend on oxygen 100%. Okay? To me 18 liters of oxygen, which was still a lot. And within one day, no lie, it dropped from 18 to 15 to 13 to 11, and it just kept dropping. And finally, the day before I was to come home from the hospital, it dropped down to 2. I only needed 2 liters of oxygen. But now the only problem is when I take the oxygen off, the O2 levels would drop again. My O2 intake would drop down to the 70s and the 60s or whatever. But when I put it back on, it would automatically recover within 1 minute. It would be back where it needed to be. So that's why I had to end up coming home on oxygen. So but I feel fine. I feel fine. I stay tired a lot, obviously. You know, I get short of breath. It takes me a long time to really do anything because, like, just walking from my bedroom to the kitchen, I have to sit there for a second and catch my breath, you know. And then if I'm cooking, I have to get help carrying anything, that kind of stuff. And like, sometimes I have little accidents or incidents where, like, the cord got a fold and a crimp in it or something, and so I wasn't getting any oxygen from for the machine, and I started feeling funny, like I was gonna pass out or whatever. And the next thing you know, everything started getting dark, and my daughter was like, "Mom, this is a problem. Is she fixing it? I've been fine." So I will, Lena Boo, because we got stuff to do. Shakila, thank you. Thank you. I thank God for my testimony, and I thank God I'm here to talk about it. Thanks, John, for welcoming Lena Boo. Yeah. Yep. Thank you. So, how's your Mother's Day going, Lena? What you do with the boys? Yep. So, I tell y'all what, I gotta cook these stir fry vegetables real fast. So I'm gonna run to the kitchen. I can't take my laptop with me, so I'll probably come back and play some music or something. Talk about some current events. Get myself together. Talk about, oh, you went to church on you didn't. The boys didn't cook for you or nothing. I'm surprised. Oh, never mind. I forget, girl. Don't even worry about it. I forget. But happy Mother's Day all the same. I love you. I'm gonna call you a little later, Lena Boo. Shika, you love. Thank you, Ma, for coming and job. Thank you for for moderating for me, because that you've been doing. That's what you've been doing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna run so I can I got it. Oh, here I go. I'm I got it. You can take this one. I'm about to use. So I'm gonna go so I can go ahead and get this done. I'll be right back. Um, just put it in anything. There's a big bowl right there. Yeah, I wanted to leave the onions kind of separate because I want to saute them first. So I love you on purpose and ain't nothing you can do about it. Okay, and we don't say goodbye because goodbye is too permanent. So we just say later for now. See you later. Thank you for dropping in. Love you.